Welcome to Moravian Yankee, an ongoing documentary series about rebuilding a life in the Czech Republic after 60. I used to be the one that everyone called for directions. But 2 years after moving to the Czech Republic, I still can't find my way home. I don't care how independent you are back home. Something happens when you move abroad. You lose your sense of direction. I've been driving for 5.5 decades. West Coast, East Coast, North, South. 8-lane freeways stacked on top of each other like a parking garage had a baby with a roller coaster. I always knew where I was. Always. It was practically a personality trait. 2 years here, I can order coffee in Czech. I can decline a bag at the grocery store in Czech. But I still can't find my way home if I wander more than 4 blocks off my usual path. I know, it's a small country. A smaller city. This isn't the 405. There's no excuse. But here's the thing that keeps me grounded. The sun is always west. That's it. That's my entire navigation system at 65 years old.
Whenever she says that she's going for a short walk, I check my phone battery and make sure that it's charged. Experience.
The sun is west until the poles shift. Then I genuinely don't know what I'll do. I don't know what it is. You turn one corner here and every street in Europe looks like the last one.
Miriam would like the record to reflect that this is not a metaphor. She is, at this moment, lost.
So back home, you've got the grid. Numbered streets, named avenues, a Trader Joe's roughly every 11 blocks acting like a lighthouse. You could drop me anywhere in greater Los Angeles, and within 90 seconds I'd have a working theory. Here streets curve. They curve on purpose. I think out of spite, because some medieval city planner didn't want invading armies to find the town square. Well, congratulations, sir. 800 years later, you've also successfully defeated me, a retired woman just trying to get back to her apartment.
It was, in fact, the fourth building that afternoon to resemble Miriam's building. Brno was not built to confuse her. Brno does not know she exists. This distinction, while accurate, did not console her.
You want to know how good I used to be at this? I once drove from San Diego to Seattle. I did it, got there, knew exactly which exit, which lane, which gas station had working bathrooms in 3 different states. I was the one people called. Miriam, how do I get to the west side without taking the 10? And I had an answer. I had opinions about surface streets. That woman's gone. She got on a plane and she didn't come back. The woman who replaced her gets turned around by a bakery.
There is a particular humility in being defeated by a country you can drive across in a single afternoon. It would not, unfortunately, be her last incorrect turn that afternoon. She remained convinced the next corner would explain everything.
Yeah, I'm lost again. I don't know where I am.
Really, again?
Yes. I think I took a wrong turn.
What street are you on?
I don't know what street I'm on. There's a church, there's some apartments, there's some restaurants. Does that help?
No. Church, there are many churches, so it's kind of difficult.
Well, I think I walked away from an eating square.
Eating square?
It's a church with a saint statue or a priest statue outside.
Anything else you can see? Because all these are kind of vague. It can be.
I see something that says Czech Republic, Brno.
Ah, okay.
Okay,
I
so
know where you are.
okay, come meet me here. Bye bye.
Bye.
She's not going to be any help. I already know. She's not going to be any help. She's going to be no help. I can hear it now and how calm she is. She's calm because she knows where she is. She's lived here her entire life. She could do this blindfolded, possibly drunk, possibly both.
Where you are. If you just got to the end of the street, you would understand where you are.
Let me save you some time. In case you're also a woman who recently relocated to a country with no grid system. Here's a list of things that do not help. Asking a stranger does not help because my check currently covers coffee, bread, and I'm sorry. And none of those phrases get me home. Counting churches doesn't help because there are, by my count, several hundred churches and they're all very beautiful. And they're all extremely unhelpful as landmarks. The dog doesn't help either. The dog thinks every direction is the correct direction as long as there's a smell involved.
The dog, for the record, has never once been lost. He simply does not consider it a category of experience.
You know what gets me? Watching everyone else. Nobody here is lost. Ever. That woman with the baby stroller, she just took a left like it was nothing. And that man, he didn't even glance up once. Those women my age aren't lost. I used to be that person. Somewhere, there's a parallel version of me in downtown San Francisco, parallel parking, without a second thought, completely on autopilot. That woman is currently very far away, possibly in a different decade. I'm standing in front of the same pharmacy for 4 minutes pretending to read a sign that I can't even read.
There is no sign. Miriam was, in fact, just standing there.
So, here's my system. Genuinely. The sun sets in the west. I learned this in the 3rd grade, and somehow it's now my most sophisticated piece of European survival technology. Can I tell you what really scares me about this? It's not the being lost. Being lost is just embarrassing. What scares me is what it meant. Back home, knowing my way around, it wasn't just convenient. It was proof that I could handle myself. Proof that I didn't need anybody. I built a whole identity on being the competent one. The one who drives, the one who navigates, who doesn't get rattled. And here, none of that transfers. The confidence doesn't come with you on the plane. You land, and you're a beginner again. In everything, including walking down a street. And that's the actual hard part. Not the wrong turns, but the feeling underneath the wrong turns.
Old Miriam would be horrified at how long this is taking. New Miriam thinks that's kind of the point. She did, eventually, find the apartment. The sun, as promised, had not moved. Only Miriam had moved. Repeatedly, in the wrong direction, with confidence. Confidence, it turns out, is not the same thing as competence. It is, however, a reasonable place to start. She'll keep you posted.